theyeshiva.net.
It is a very strange and fascinating midrash. Our sages teach that the Jewish people completed the building of the entire Mishkan, the tabernacle in the desert, when? On the 25th day of Kislev. With great anticipation, they waited for the sanctuary to be erected, to be inaugurated, and at last, the divine presence would dwell in their midst. How disappointed they were when Moses gave them the message. It was postponed. For how long? For more than 3 months. They would have to wait till the first day of Nisan, when at last the tabernacle, the sanctuary, would be erected and inaugurated. God told the Jewish people, I owe you one, and I owe a debt to the 25th day of Kislev, because its great potential celebration was snatched away from it and delayed till the first day of Nisan, and I will pay you back. And when did he pay them back? In the days of the Chashmonaim, during the Second Temple era, on the 25th day of Kislev, the holiday of Chanukah commences. Chanukah means dedication, inauguration, because that's when the Jewish people rededicated the Second Temple after it was violently desecrated and violated by the Syrian Greeks. But what is the significance of this teaching? Why would God want to delay the inauguration of the tabernacle in the desert? And how does the celebration of Chanukah substitute for that? Here's a moving insight by one of the great rabbis who lived in Poland before the Second World War, Rabbi Aryeh Tzvi Frumer. He's known as the Kozhiglov Rav, the Rabbi of Kozhiglov. He was murdered in Majdanek in April 1943 with his 6 children. And this is what he says. When the Jewish people completed the tabernacle and yet were not allowed to erect it, what occurred? What was born in them at that moment was a yearning, a thirst. They did not have the home. They did not have the Mishkan. They didn't have the sanctuary. All they had was a thirst for it, a desire for it, a thirst that continued for more than 3 months until they actually got it. Well, what is the difference between having something and wanting something? When I have something, I can lose it. When I want something, I can't lose it. When I have something, it can also be taken away from me. But when I have a thirst, a desire for something, a yearning for something, that could never be taken away from me. What did God give the Jewish people on the 25th day of Kislev in the desert? He could have given them a home and a sanctuary, but that could be taken away from them and destroyed. Instead, he gave them something else. He gave them a different gift. The ability to dream, to yearn, to pine. And that is the reason why that day became immortalized as the holiday of Chanukah, because when the temple was destroyed in the year 70, after the Common Era, all of its services were interrupted. No part of the temple remained in Jewish life afterwards, only memories, besides one thing, and that is the kindling of the menorah accompanied the Jewish people throughout their entire history, in the Holy Land and in the diaspora. Every year on Chanukah, the Jewish people once again, wherever they were living, during dark times and great times, always lit the menorah. Why is this the only service, the only aspect of the Holy Temple that was never ceased? It was never obliterated. Because what the kindling of the menorah represents is the fact that our passion, our fire, your yearning could never ever be taken away from you. And each year on the 25th day of Kislev, that fire, that thirst, that yearning for a better life, a truer life, a more meaningful life, a more wholesome, divine life is triggered, is aroused. That is the holiday of Chanukah, and that's why God delayed the inauguration of the sanctuary. That's why he told the Jewish people to wait for more than 3 months, because he wanted to give them the gift of desire, of yearning, because it's only that will remain eternally with them. And no exile and no subjugation and no expulsion could ever take that away from them. You know, sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you don't have what you want. Sometimes you look at yourself and you feel that you're in so much darkness. You may even be in an abyss. You're facing adversity. You're in shackles. Maybe you have surrendered to addiction, or you're filled with blockages of so many different types and forms. And that may be true. It may be exaggerated, but it also may be true. But no matter your circumstances, nobody can ever rob you from your desire, from your thirst, from your yearning. That samalecha nafshi, kamalecha basari, as King David says, my soul thirsts to you. Nobody can ever take away from you. I may be in a difficult situation. I may be facing quite a few challenges, but I have a desire, I have a thirst, I have a fire. Reb Simcha Binim said, if you lose your money, you lost nothing. Money comes and money goes. If you lose your health, something significant was lost. You may have lost part of your body functionality, even if not your mind and your soul. But then he said, if you lose your courage, as mefalir demut, if you lose your courage, your passion, your desire, your ability to dream for a better world and a better life, then you lost everything. Chanukah is the holiday that could never be obliterated because it represents that desire which never dies. Happy Chanukah.
This class is brought to you by theyeshiva.net. Please help us continue the classes. Make even a small contribution at www.theyeshiva.net/donate.